Oh yeah, right, just arrived in Shrewsbury. I'm just about to go and do a tour of the Shrewsbury Shuts, which is a self-guided walk, and you can pick up a leaflet about it. Shuts, a stroll around Shrewsbury. You can get this from the Museum and Art Gallery in the square. So that's where I'm going to head to start my walk. So we're starting our walk at the Museum and Art Gallery, which used to be the music hall. So the doorway that you can see in the middle used to be Fire Office Passage, and it's been reinstated to form the central passageway to the museum and cafe. It was once a shut leading to the courtyard in front of Rowlings Mansion, where horse-drawn fire engines were kept in readiness. I'm just stood in the square opposite Wildcat Passage, and to the left of it is the Victorian post box. So gullet means a water channel, and in fact the shut follows the course of a former stream that drained a boggy pool. This was filled in to make a new marketplace, which eventually became the square. The old Wildcat Inn was mentioned as early as 1527. In the 1870s, a landlady called Molly Miles was commemorated in a rhyme chanted by local children. All around the Buttercross, up and down St Giles's, up and down the Gullet Shot, we call it Molly Miles's. Right, so I've just come down Rouse Hill from up there, and I'm just going to cross over. So there is C.R. Birch and Son, now closed, which was a famous hardware store. If they didn't sell it there, then you couldn't get it. They probably could sell you tartan paint. But anyway, we're going to cross over and go down Phoenix Passage, which I didn't even know it existed. So I've never been down here before. So as we come down here, there are remains of 19 houses recorded here in 1851 census. You'll be able to see the remnants of doorways and fireplaces in the brickwork. This area was a warren of unhealthy dwellings in a crime-ridden area. never been up here before. So this is the King's Head Inn in Mardle, and it's been dated to 1404 using tree ring dating. Inside there's a wall painting the Last Supper on the chimney breast. And just next to the pub is the King's Head Passage, which we're going to go down now. So this is King's Head Passage, and as it curves away from the pub it dips down. This is because it used to follow the path to the river. And this passage still floods when the river is high. We're back into Mardle, just done a little circle there, and just across is Carnvon Lane. So the shut is named not after the Welsh town of Carnarvon, but after Ludovic Carnarvon, who lived here in 1460. So we've just come out onto Hill's Lane, which was named after John Hill, Mayor of Shrewsbury in 1689, and a friend of Dr. Samuel Johnson. Ooh, nice cart. The grand building ahead is Rowlings Mansion, one of the earliest brick houses in Shrewsbury, and it was built by a wealthy draper and brewer in 1616. 1618. We'll just do a little walk around Rowley's house and Rowley's Mansion, because this timber frame building here hasn't always looked so grand, not in the last century anyway. It's been numerous things. It's been a garage, been part of a car park. It was a bit of a mess, and I'll put some pictures on. Blocked off in parts, covered in thick tar and grime, oil. So we're just going out Hills Lane back onto Mardle now.
You've got that lovely warm jacket.
So this is Drayton Passage. In medieval times, the Shute family had a mansion here. Some of the stone walls remain, and other features of the mansion can be seen inside the hole-in-the-wall pub. So right opposite where we come out of Drayton Passage, there's a doorway with two dogs' heads on. They're the Thelbert breed, used for hunting in the 18th century. So these dogs remind us that this was once the Thelbert, a bustling inn which competed with the Lion on Wildcat for the coach trade at the time. So we're just going past the museum again. So I've just come into the museum and art gallery for a coffee, and I think this is the remains of the Vaughan's mansion. There's parts of it inside the museum as well. It's amazing. So this is Coffee House Passage, and it's named after one of the many coffee houses that existed in the square in Georgian times. So we've just come out of Coffee House Passage and onto College Hill. It's lovely Georgian buildings. And it's brought us to the old St Chad's Church, or what's left of it. So this is the remains of St Chad's Church, and it was founded by King Offa and is mentioned in the Domesday Book. In 1788 the tower collapsed, an event predicted by Thomas Telford, the county surveyor at the time, destroying a good part of the nave. The church was abandoned. So this is Belmont now, just walking down, another beautiful area with lovely architecture. If you like your architecture, Shrewsbury's a good place to come, although a lot of buildings have been replaced by 60s monstrosities. There's still a wide range of different styles that you can see. There's quite a lot of Georgian buildings still remain. So a lot of these buildings down here are part of the Roman Catholic Cathedral. There's a Roman Catholic school and they own a lot of the buildings. Just come down Belmont Bank. In 1610 this was Back Lane, a name still in use in the 1950s. And this is Barracks Passage. The name may commemorate the billeting of troops hereabouts in 1485 when the future Henry VII, on his way to Bosworth Field, slept in the house at the far end. The long range of timbered buildings on the right contains wood felled in 1426. It is structurally linked with Henry Tudor House on Wildcat and formed a workshop and storage wing behind the house. So this is Compass's Passage that we're going down, and it's named after the Compass's Inn, which stood here in about 1880. An old tale tells of a bull on its way to market, and it strayed from Wildcat and got stuck in this narrow shut. here was just wide enough for a pack horse to get down into the yard. And that's it, that's the yard. So we're just making our way up Wildcat. So this is Barracks Passage. It says on the guide it's a shut. But it does actually come back out onto Beaches Lane, where we've just been. We're just looking down Wildcat and the Lion Hotel. So the Lion Hotel is an 18th century coaching inn. So there's tales of Sam Hayward, a London coach driver, who would gallop his team at Wildcat and swing through the archway without slowing. Right, well, I'm back at the car. That's part one completed of this Shuts tour. There's quite a lot to see, so I'm going to have to spread it out over 2 videos because it was actually quite interesting, a lot to see. So I'll see you on